Thanks. Okay. Morning. Jolt from sleep. Rainbow must stumble on glasses to be outdoors before the sun rises. Hedges are uneven, and bus 20 will be by soon. Legs dangle off bench seats, sucked to sneaky snake. Counts 20 Fords and 13 Chevys. That's 7 points. Traces outline of Mario with pointer finger. Spots Jones in the cemetery. That's 27 points. Millie pries open the flaps on a case of Boone's, fires forth smoke. Earl removes arm from underneath 2 children elbowing Freddy Krueger. Her grunts are the last straw for Sugar, who's been stutter sleeping, kept awake by Holly rolling all over tarnation. Well, I fixed breakfast, the crossword, and the kids are off. Holly rolled past. I suppose I'll retire to the gold couch where I'll watch them drag old Brownie to and fro all day. Shorty runs the Knightstown Hotel with wife Arbutus. She's named after a tree in IU's yearbook. Checkouts whenever. Besides, the few honeymoons and affairs a year, no one stays here anymore. You're not doing a very good job.
It's coming.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Oh.
The vocals?
Interrupt the vocals? I don't know.
I don't know how to
Press the arrow key. Arrow key, right?
Just
Yeah.
Just that one, just these?
no, I know it's just blanked out.
Okay, maybe you have to keep it moving a little faster.
Like this.
Yeah, that's good, that's good.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
Yeah, just give it a little touch.
Okay.
Alright, sorry.
We're good.
Yeah, so checkouts whenever. Besides a few honeymoons and affairs a year, no one stays here anymore. They did before they built 70. Shorty lets Knightstown's homeless spend the night on occasion. Their only payment is to clean up after themselves and give Shorty the latest word on the street. The Jones Times calls for a cloudy day. Tomorrow there'll be sunshine. The Dawn games. Today Dawn is scheduled cold hose, endurance, and wheelchair disassemble, reassemble, following dishwash sing-along. Mimi brews 1 cup of coffee in her 1 cup of coffee maker. BR's first lesson lifts off without instructor as crash landing makes the paper. Chun slips candy hearts into Beth's inside pocket, the only ways he knows how to communicate with her. Knightstown's homeless. Next generation Cusser crew should be at school or living with their parents. They wear the same clothes in search of the latest hire financial opportunity. Keck's pool hall's home base. Mama Keck doesn't mind them contributing a quarter every hour or so to the pool table, P47 or magic carpet ride. Every now and then, One Eye and KC will go on some nachos with cheese. Today's budget comes from a blank checkbook One Eye found. Future paychecks from burned down friends. I heard they still have a jukebox in there if we can only pry it open. Cash register at L&W, they don't have cameras. Snotty splits off the pick and save or smokes, asks Dirty Diana to check for overboard in the back, swipes Camel wide lights before she comes back. Well, Ronnie Keck wanted reds. Too bad, beggars can't be choosers. Quick fingers outrolls your grandma. Trek towards the metal shed past the Garden of Eden to check on the chickens. A possum scurries from behind the bottom row. Whiplash, look at Crumb lunging a pitchfork. It's been 3 days since her last movement. Leona phones Ola May. She hasn't had one. Ruby hasn't had one either. Faded Larry Bird looks down from the sidewall. Patrons wish to have every accessory for their sport, but can only afford a wristband. The Fool's Gold trophies desired by Little Leaguers sit on shelves Gorman made by hand. He made this place. He does your shirt and your taxes too. A line out the door in April. Weed chops blocks, stacks logs on the porch for privacy. There's North Street, the slumber of Knightstown. Elsie chads chain up to a tree, rides the mower down to the ball fields bearing his name. 4 sharp corners. Gillum lounges by 2 display cases, junked with baseball cards nobody wants. Even little kids notice bent corners and the cards are from Wonder Bread. Doors kept open by the thriving racket in the back. BR glides by James's window. The Lord's coming back for you, Joe. They're staying in on Star Boulevard and can't get around the blockade on Knightstown Lake. Making the banner. Cusser looks to see if his letter to the editor made the banner. Did not. He wants a bike lane on 40, but most prefer the sidewalk. One Eye's in there for bad checks. Richey's in there for a tackle he made on Friday. Honor roll kids cut it out for the fridge. Pick and Save advertises meat on a quarter of the page next to Ernie's Superette's full page. None appears appetizing. The prices are similar. The decade-long war between Knightstown's largest grocers remains a draw. L&W vies for action by offering to slice your government cheese. Sullivan's, they rearrange their furniture only to put it back where Mom left it. Hosey and friends decided the Goonies by the water fountains, flip a lowercase g. On their way back home on the train to New York, Frutus and Tutus only have enough change left to call Crumb. She asks if they're hungry, and arrives an hour later with dry beef gravy and biscuits. By the lockers, Chun twists a coat tab back and forth. If it breaks on M, not close to B. If it ever breaks off on B, he'll keep it forever. Lookalikes. Chelsea's in the garage being groomed for the pet show. Swan sends Chun to get her lukewarm water. He has problems distinguishing between luke and warm. Brings back a bucket of scalding, dumps it on her. She rockets out of the garage. Swan makes a pink dress for he. The leftover fabric's tied around Chelsea's ankles and bow tied around her neck. Load up the links and unravel by Marty's tire. The show's officiated by Knightstown's finest. Prizes are made up on the spot. Trilby, who brought a goldfish, wins for smallest pet. Petey receives largest animal certificate. Mei Ling for exotic. Smokey takes home the furriest prize. Sheena for fastest. Nick's Nick for slowest. There's one contestant left. It's he with Chelsea. What should we award them? Well, they're fabric matches. How about lookalikes? The parade of pet owners and pets down Main Street does not conform to Main Street. Dogs are hard to keep a hold of when they outweigh their owners. Upon reaching the third block, everyone has chased their pets home except for he and Chelsea. They're photographed by default and published in next week's banner under the headlines lookalikes. Judge finds Pat Voris with his wife. Noon. Home sirens blare, sending dogs for the hills. The showcase features a new car. 1,292 of the 2,000-odd residents' pulses pump. Arbutus has a hotel lobby television tuned to guiding light. Monty's steady streaming smokes while watching The Price is Right and listening to the police scanner. Custer notices a commercial through the window of the corner bakery about ITT. Considers a career, house, wife, and kids. No, I can't run my goddamn bike all the way to fucking Naptown. That's fucking ate up. After personal injury claims, shit, I could hurt myself and get paid. Fat Buddy was hurt by a post office truck and got $20,000, but he blew his wad in 6 months. Dick changes the channel to sports. Crumb's front yard hasn't changed for the last half hour. Custer cycles by, reminding her to look at the time. It'll be 3 hours until bus 20 comes by. Swimming holes.
Ryan, I don't mean to interrupt, but George Lieber is going to give a lecture tomorrow. The best lecture of our time. Better than universal health care, better than miniskirts, better than Michael Jackson's throat. I mean, I love all these groups, Marfa and everything, but Hannah's is for the children.
Hannah's penis is for the children.
I love you, Ryan. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve. Above ground pools and rural backyards are all the rage. Gorman's built their own. Doesn't last long. After mowing Crumb's yard uneven, Chris rests his barrels on the pool's wall and ends up on his back. Gorman's backyard swims in chlorinated pond water. Hudson's tarp comes up amidst much fuss. Seasons of leaves and bird droppings are strewn across the lawn. The ladder's installed. Kids are on their trunks. The sky rumbles. Chun runs over the extension cord powering the filter. Everybody back inside. Let's try to finish the Monopoly game that's been going on for weeks. Lines angle the cafeteria. Roxy steady slopping. Teens scuffle. Place peanut butter patties atop stools so Pat can sit on one and be ridiculed. Underneath the student art ceiling tiles, chaos is controlled only when there's a fist exchange. Back from lunch, Boo Boo sits down on a chair full of upturned tacks, stands at attention. The usuals are sent to Mr. Allen.